For 3 years, boys vanished from 6 square blocks of Houston, and every file closed with the same stamped word, until one phone call told police where to dig. 6 square blocks is all the ground this man ever needs. The man in the white van runs a candy factory across from an elementary school. What the mothers knew, they knew years ahead of any detective. 5 days of digging finally counts what the paperwork kept hidden. Start with the geography, because in this case, the geography is the whole story. In the Houston Heights, everything a boy needs sits inside 6 square blocks. So does the man hunting them. Between September 1970 and the summer of 1973, at least 28 of them ride out and never come back. A bicycle turns up in a gutter, a school bag on a lawn, and the file closes inside a week. Then, at 8:24 on the morning of August 8, 1973, a Pasadena dispatcher picks up a call. The voice belongs to a 17-year-old named Elmer Wayne Henley, and he is not calling for help. He tells the operator he has killed a man, then walks outside and sits on the front steps to wait. Within a day, deputies are prying up the plywood floor of a rented boat stall on Silverbell Street. By the 5th day, the count reaches 27, the highest body count in any American murder case to that date. Nearly all of them come from one working-class grid of bungalows 2 miles north of downtown Houston. The Heights in 1970 is a place where boys move on foot, and every mother knows the neighbor's sons. So when a 14-year-old fails to come home, flyers go up on the utility poles within days. Downtown, the reports land in a bureau, processing thousands of juvenile cases every year. And nearly every Heights file gets the same purple rubber stamp across the top of the page: runaway. Parents who push are told what Fred Hilligist is told, that teenagers leave home all the time. They bring school photographs, dental records, exact dates, and they leave with a case number and nothing else. No detective ever compares one file with the next, so the pattern sits in a drawer for 3 years. Each of those files starts the same way, on a sidewalk, at the end of an ordinary day. It is September 1970, and 2 boys are walking home under the live oaks with a light already going. Halfway down the block, a white panel van sits idling at the curb beneath a dead streetlight. The driver is someone they know, or someone a friend knows, and the side door rolls open. A minute later, the sidewalk is empty, and a rubber ball is still rolling toward the gutter. At home, a plate goes cold under a dish towel, while his mother listens for the screen door. By 1:47 in the morning, she has stopped telling herself he stayed at a friend's house. The family searches vacant lots with flashlights, and a patrol car drives past them without slowing. At the station, a detective writes one line in a notebook and caps his pen: runaway, no further action. The man in the van is Dean Corll, and his family's candy company stands on 22nd Street. It faces Helms Elementary directly, and for years he hands free pecan candy across the counter to school children. That is the entire disguise. In a neighborhood this small, the candy man is invisible. By 1972, he is renting a bungalow at 2020 Lamar Drive in Pasadena, 20 minutes southeast of the Heights. Inside, one room stays almost empty, the carpet covered end to end with clear plastic sheeting. Against the wall leans a sheet of plywood drilled at the corners, rope fibers caught in the holes. And here is what separates this case from every other one. Corll almost never hunts alone. He pays two Heights teenagers, David Brooks and Elmer Wayne Henley, as much as $200 a head. Both had been his victims first, and between them they deliver friends, classmates, neighbors, and in two cases, brothers. The bodies go into the boat stall, into the sand at High Island, and into the pines at Lake Sam Rayburn. While those graves fill, the mothers of the Heights start building the case themselves. By 1973, the poles along those streets carry 3 years of flyers stapled over one another. Billy Balch vanishes in 1972, and his younger brother Michael follows a year later from the same driveway. Donald and Jerry Waldrop go together. Gregory Winkle and David Hilligist disappear on the same May afternoon. Selma Winkle and Dorothy Hilligist pool money for a private investigator, then a psychic, then more flyers. Every call to the police desk ends identically, with a blank pad and no detective assigned. So they hang up and keep their own records at their own kitchen tables. Downtown, the shift ends, jackets go on, and the folders stay exactly where they were. On a kitchen wall, a street map fills with colored pins, one for every boy and the date beside it. Every pin sits inside the same 6 blocks. Anyone who looked at that map would have seen it. Nobody with a badge ever does. And the summer of 1973 arrives, with the killing still going on. Then, on the 8th of August, the arrangement breaks from the inside. Before sunrise, Corll comes home and finds that Henley has brought a girl to the house, Rhonda Williams, 15. He turns on all 3 of them until Henley talks his way loose and gets hold of the pistol. 6 .22 caliber rounds end it, and Dean Corll dies on the floor of his own rented hallway. Pasadena patrol cars fill Lamar Drive by 7, and neighbors gather on the lawns across the street. Henley sits on the curb in handcuffs, 17 years old, and he starts talking before anyone asks him to. Into a reel-to-reel recorder, he names the places: a boat shed, a beach, a lake shore in East Texas. That afternoon, deputies swing open Stall 11 at Southwest Boat Storage, 4500 Silver Bell Street. They stake a grid across the dirt floor and work on their knees while a sergeant reads numbers into a radio. The count passes 10, then 15, then 17, and the stretchers keep coming out into the daylight. Beyond the rope line, reporters chalk a running tally on a board, and by nightfall, it is a national story. The digging moves southeast to High Island Beach, where crews work by lantern light until the total reaches 27. Some come out of the sand carrying nothing but a case number on a paper tag. Unidentified. It takes until 2008 for DNA to give one of them his name back: Randall Lee Harvey. Michael Balch follows in 2011, a printed label pressed over a number that held his place for 38 years. Elmer Wayne Henley is still serving 6 99-year sentences. David Brooks died in a Texas prison in May 2020. Every one of those boys was found because an accomplice picked up a telephone, not because anyone went looking.